everyone. This is Raymond Cooper at Faithful Word Baptist Church, and I'd just like to make this video to show you that the country of Sierra Leone has a big problem, and that problem is an Islamic invasion that's been going on in their country for quite some time. And to help illustrate this point, I have this graph, and maybe you can see it, but basically on this graph we see the fact that in 1960, 35% of people in Sierra Leone were Muslims. But then that grew to, in 2000, 60% of people in Sierra Leone were Muslims. And then in 2008, it was over 70% of people in Sierra Leone were Muslims. But not only that, it grew to 2015. There were close to 80% Muslims in Sierra Leone. 80% of the people were Muslims in 2015. I believe around 78%. But if trends continue, if you see right here on this red line, this is the projection, then if things continue the way that they're going, then in 2030, about 90% of people in Sierra Leone will be Islamic. And so this is a huge problem because, of course, we know that any country that is predominantly Muslim, it is usually very dangerous and very unreceptive to the gospel. You know, we can't really go to places like that to preach the gospel, like, you know, Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya. We can't really go to these places to preach the gospel. They're extremely unreceptive, and not only that, it's very dangerous, and in most cases it's illegal to preach there. But Sierra Leone is still receptive to the gospel, and they haven't quite gotten to the point yet where it's illegal or it's dangerous to preach there, which is a really great thing. You know, that means that for us, it's time to act. It's time to go there now and preach the gospel there now before it's too late. And that's why I'd like to encourage you to come on the Sierra Leone mission trip in this October 6th through the 12th, 2021. It's going to be a great trip. And even though that they have very high Muslim numbers there, it's still a very receptive place, and you can still get a lot of people saved there. And that's why we need to go now. We need to strike while the iron is hot, and we need to go and preach the gospel to them there now before that door closes. Because our friend in Sierra Leone, his name is Albert, you know, he expressed to us the fact that he believes that, you know, if they get just one Muslim president or in office, then everything's going to change. You know, all the, you know, Sharia law is going to come in, or, you know, things are going to get a lot more strict on missionaries to go there and things like that. And of course, we want to go there before something like that happens. We want to go there and get as many people saved as we possibly can before we reach this 90% mark, or it becomes very dangerous to preach the gospel there. Because I'll also say this, that Sierra Leone was one of the most one of the safest places that I think I've ever been to before. It was very safe there, a lot safer than some other countries that I've been to. And I never felt in danger one time while I was there. And I think it's a great opportunity. You know, if you're able to go on this trip, then please consider coming. And you can contact our church at faithfulword1@gmail.com, and you can receive more information about the trip to see if you want to come or not. If you think you want to come, then just email our church, faithfulword1@gmail.com, and we can set you up with some information. And then, yeah, you know, you think about whether you want to come or not, because I believe that this is a very important trip. I believe that this trip needs to be taken because, I mean, look at the numbers. You know, we don't have very much time left in Sierra Leone and to preach the gospel. And so that's why I'd like to encourage you to please consider coming in October of this year. So God bless you. Thank you for watching the video, and have a great day.